how to walk. Yes, sir. To those who have faith, faith not necessary. You see, we don't really have no tragedy because we living in the border of heaven and hell. We moaning and groaning and rooting and marching because you see our way is a walking way. We vulnerable and we just carry every emotion like the notes of a love way that guiding our feet to carry on, to carry on it. Because knowing the shoulders upon which you stand does make you feel tall, tall. And if you stand up just right, your head might just reach all the way to Zion. So some say we just pivot past pain and peril. No, that ain't true. What we just do is walk. Because we walking all the way home. Because walking is a thing that stick man does do. And if I don't say it, we damn good at it. So we go walk straight on them.
Let me a boy to play, Tony, let me a boy to play. Aye, 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 Tony, let me a boy to play. Let me a boy to play, Tony, let me a boy to play. Aye, 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 Tony, let me a boy to play.
From the day I hold my boy, from the day I hold my boy, my mama say I'm a warrior. From the day I hold my boy. As young Caribbean men, Caribbean boys at the time, we were looking for the keys that would indicate to us what it would mean to build our personal identities. So we gazed across the television, the comic book, looking for our heroes. Superman and Batman were the people that we would emulate. Mind you, I'm from Point Fortin, and I really couldn't visualize Spider-Man running through the bush. Next thing, the buildings were a little too short, the little two-story thing. It would not work out for him. But somehow it's still implanted in your brain. And we looked and we asking ourselves, what made these guys work? What was in their pattern of behavior, their code of conduct? A code of conduct not unlike the Bushido code of Japan, which the samurai followed, which particularly looked at honor unto death, and even the code of chivalry of the Europeans, of the Knights Code. We held on to that as young Caribbean men, armed with a basic understanding of such. We experimented with those codes, and we lived them for a while. We discovered patterns in these codes.
clues. We felt that these clues would lead us to this deep, elusive, magical state of being where everything we did would be pure magic. Wanga in Trinidad, for those who don't know. But somehow these codes were lacking. They were like chimpanzees trying to use an iPad. They just couldn't quite help us solve the problems we were facing. So we decided we were going to dig a little deeper, search for that holy grail, that magical performance.
I living alone. I living alone in the jungle. I living alone. I living alone in the jungle. I living alone in the jungle. Snake and lion, hard to humble. I living alone. I living alone in the jungle. That was the piercing cry of a voice of a warrior, of a man whose voice and the lyrics of his song or lavwe was laden with the pain, the struggle, the resistance and the oppression that we felt. A hero, someone who looked like me, danced like me, sang like me. He was a stick fighter. Some of you all may know him as a stick man or a boa man. Trinidad and Tobago's, and even the wider Caribbean's very own ancient warrior who had come with his very own code, a Caribbean code, that resisted the colonial heel that stamped us down for quite some time. So Benji and I recognized that there is a Caribbean code, there is our code, and we were about to interact with it. What we came later on to understand that this code was simply this: to be beautiful in the face of death, to be excellent in the face of the impossible.
So we looked at the stick fighter's code, and we noticed a strange pattern, a remarkable emphasis on beauty. Now we have to understand this code was born in the tumult and chaos of the world's first globalization, what we now call colonialization. And because of the time it was born in, it was more apt to the time that we live in now. And the clue lied in the fact that the way the bouts were judged was not on points, but on the intrinsic display of flowfulness. The more beautiful fighter, the more effective fighter won. This beauty and the fidelity that the stickmen have to being beautiful was somehow the key to their magic, their wanga, their flowfulness. And then a kind of formula started developing for us where we understood that if you are faithful to your inner beauty and you act perfectly in the face of death, you're going to unlock some magical place inside of you where things begin to integrate. Some people say magic is just science that we don't understand. So then could it be that for us, the science of enhanced performance was missing this key element, this attachment or awareness of one's inner beauty?
Put on me roll, I put on me rolling roller.
Put on me roll, I put on me rolling roller. I
Put on me rolling roller, coming down with me gold and silver. I put on me roll, I put on me rolling roller. The famous researcher of African culture and origins, Dr. Ivan van Sertima, once said, the clues to our history have been left by the ancestors all around us. And so the magic of Trinidad's code has also been imprinted all around us. The ancestors would have left clues in our rituals, in our traditions, and most, if not all, of our cultural manifestations. Such a manifestation is calendar. You know it as stick fight. But let me show you something. Where the magic is. The stick fighter, he left home, left your children, left your wife, something calling you to this ring. You're not sure if you're coming back. So you walk into this ring of liberation with your song, your lavwe. Your lavwe is like your prayer, you know. It's your prayer. Today, 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 today in the Gaia, today, today. Today, today in the Gaia, today, today. Auntie Betsy go kill you here tonight. The drum beating, urging you on. Just like that voice you hear sometimes that urges you on or cautions you. The roar of the crowd which gives you the energy to do what you have to do, or make you a coward. Because you know what they want? Some of them want blood, but what they really want to see is a display of machismo, skill, and beauty.
So what is this guy? This arena, this, for us, a circle of life. We began to realize it's a place where we could explore how to access our magic. This place where angels fear to tread. This place of transformation, death, rebirth. We recognize that this was a place where that galvanizing moment that Luke Skywalker had, where they say, Luke, use the force, was daily practiced and tested. Just in our case, the mechanics of accessing the force was being beautiful to a fault. We recognize that grounded in this sense of internal beauty, one could face the guile of one's life, walking out of the pavilion in Lords with the crowd booing you, going for that critical job interview, that negotiations that broke down with the labor union. If we could enter these spaces carrying with us this deep intrinsic sense of beauty, grounded in our wanga, our own magic, we would be able, as our transformed self, to be fearless, passionate, joyful, trusting deeply that the universe would take care of us. And so, this place where the angels fear to tread became our home, our university, that place where we transformed ourselves.
Amba buata prengen mama, olaroy. Amba buata prengen mama, olaroy. Amba buata prengen mama, olaroy. You see, my mother leave me, my father disown me, olaroy. So what is your boy? What is the instrument of your will? Because this game of stick fight, most people think is a rum shop thing and a busted thing. But it's far more than that. You don't win this game by busting a head. You all know that when Brian Lara made the 500, did West Indies win that game? You don't win games like that. Not us Caribbean people, not us Trinis. We have to do it with style and beauty. You must step out with confidence. Your dance must be beautiful. Your breaks strong. And your cutting blow. Your cutting blow. Your cutting blow. Must be amazing. And then a victor is crowned. King Stickman. Beauty.
There's a saying, as goes the individual, so goes the village. So let's imagine for a second we interact with each other with beauty and flowfulness. We face each challenge, each conflict with a unique grace. A grace that we all feel on Carnival Tuesday when we chip in. What would happen if we face things beautifully? How would our world be and how would we be?
So we leave you with one hope, a prayer even. Just remember this at the back of your mind. Your next encounter, your next facing the face with the perfect enemy. Remember that you may be beautiful. No boy man no afraid. No boy man no afraid. No boy man. No boy man no afraid. No stick man. No boy man afraid. No demon.
No boy man no afraid. No boy man no afraid. No boy man.
No boy man afraid. No stick man. No boy man afraid. No demon.
No boy man no afraid. No boy man no afraid. No boy man.
No boy man no. No boy man no. No boy man no. Ba ba ba.
No boy man no afraid. No boy man no afraid. No boy man.
No boy man afraid. No stick man. No boy man afraid. No demon. Thank you very much.
This over maybe 2,000-year-old art handed down generation by generation to ensure the survival and protection of the village. Their understanding of application of the martial tradition, of development of the human being is truly amazing.
No boy man afraid, no stick man, no boy man afraid, no demon. No boy man afraid, no boy man afraid, no stick man. Bah!
Playing with tide, my arrow. Coconut on the beach, my arrow. We playing with tide, we playing with tide, my arrow. We playing with tide, my arrow. Coconut on the beach, my arrow. We playing with tide, we playing with tide, my arrow. We playing with tide, my arrow. We playing with tide.
Like I go into war, I leave my family home. I leave them home, I leave them crying because they need things. And I is the father giver, and I go into war and I do sure to come back. So what he wanna kill me and bury me. I wanna kill him, bury him, dig him up, bury him again, kill him, bury him up again, 10,000 times. You know? So the mind will be strong, you have to have a strong mind, no matter what it is.
A young man came with nothing, or what he thought was everything, but he knew was nothing. Met the rogue, vagabundo, up in the hills or in the bushes, literally happened. And they would test you. There were broken fingers and busted heads, and you had to come back the next day, and you just train, and you would be taught a new lesson, and you had to get it, and you didn't get it, and you just keep coming back. And then the final testing ground on Mayaro Beach, when he wanted to see what you had or what he had taught you. And you displayed yourself very good, and then he would actually touch you on your shoulder and say, "You're ready now."
And he pushed me to the distance that my DNA came on the surface. And the true boy man in me came to be. And I cut him in the second step.
From the day hold me boy, from the day hold me boy, me mama call me a murderer. Holy day who from the day hold me boy, from the day hold me boy, I tell them any boy man could play.
You have to deal with people and respect them for who they are, because any boy man could cut any boy man. A case in point, there was a fight in St. Mary's where Carly was fighting a young man from Shogunas. And the young man broke one of the biggest rules that I have in calendar. To try and hit somebody when they don't have a stick in their hand. And at the end of the fight, I saw Carly pull that young man aside. And the young man, you know, say, King, I apologize. I get hurt. I make a real big mistake. And I saw that you spare me. You didn't punish me for it. And I know in the way Carly handled that moment of grace will echo in that life of that young man for the rest of his life.
I walk right down on him, bar. But when I reach stick leg and I move my hand from him, I make him breaks and then cut him. Bang up there, you going up there and he break, bang, I hit him, yeah, man. I say, I your father.
There was a quote I read recently from something that John Stewart said, that the stick fighter was a combination of an opening batsman and a taxi driver. It was, for me, a joie de vivre. They would not ever allow any company external to Moruga, any person, any business owner. You could be God himself come down from the mountain of Olympus with lightning bolts. They would never let that person dominate them. And it came because of this ethos, this massive amount of uncanny valor, this swagger, this I am somebody in this world. I'm not the greatest. I am not impervious to injury and harm. But I am a living, breathing human being and I deserve life. To be able to walk out into the heart of destruction and all these rules, to walk out into the very heart of that and still retain your humanity. But deep down inside, I know no matter what you throw at me, this ain't nothing compared to what I have faced at the hands of the dastardly, dashing rogues of Moruga.
They put me alone in Carrera, they put me alone in Carrera. They put me alone. No boy man afraid, no boy man afraid, no stick man. Bah!